Yeah, see? Made it through. In an hour. Anything over here? Nope. Thought maybe there'd be secrets. You gaze up at the Pokemon League with Cinnamon. Let's do our best. I mean, I guess they're probably all the same thing. I don't even know why that was there. The Indigo Plateau. Let me in! Yo, champ of the making. At the Pokemon League, you will face the Elite Four all in a row. If you lose, you have to stall all over again. That's it. Go for it. I can't even beat the first member of the Elite Four, so this is the Pokemon League. The most skilled trainers. I had an idiot brain moment and wondered where the PC is. There's no PC. Everyone calls me Madam Memorial. I know every move that a Pokemon learns as it grows, you see. I can also help your Pokemon remember any of the moves that it's let go in the past. Ah, you're the, move recovery person. Do you require anything special in this one, like a heart scale, making it totally not worth it? You know, those things that are like a 1% drop rate and an already difficult to get Pokemon. I'll help your Pokemon recover their last moves in exchange for heart scales, if you have any. Yeah. I have not encountered a single heart scale, and I don't even know where they'd be, so... Eevee probably picks them up randomly. Are you done with shopping? Is your party all healed up? This is the big challenge, so you want to make sure you're fully prepared. No, I don't think I have any level 60 or higher extra Pokemon. Hey you, if you have an Exeggutor, I'll trade my Exeggutor for it. I'm proud of my Exeggutor. What do you think? Oh, this is for the Dragon Exeggutor with like the super long Alolan neck. I'll do one eventually. Oops, nope. I want Hyper Potion. Eevee brings them to you. Okay, that is way too random for me then. I don't know. Should I have more? I don't know. Because I'll probably never use them beyond this. So, party. I either want fire or lightning. You know what? I guess I can always sell them. Once this is all over. I'll probably accumulate mass amounts of wealth anyway. If you go on ahead, you'll face Elite Four one by one. If you win, a door opens to the next trainer. Good luck. We've met you before? You're just sitting on your Lapras in the middle of a room. Welcome to the Pokemon League. It looks like you finally made your way here. Sure took you a while, though. Well then, allow me to reintroduce myself. I am Lorelei of the Elite Four. No one can beat me when it comes to icy Pokemon. Freezing moves are powerful. Your Pokemon will be at my mercy when they are frozen solid. That's because frozen Pokemon can't do a thing in battle. Are you ready? See, I didn't know if she'd start with a pure ice or a water ice. And this is why I wanted a counter. One down. Cloister. I gotta be careful though, because a lot of these have ice type moves and they can freeze Zapdos. There's also the fact I have a limited number of moves. I can restore my health, but restoring power points is harder. I guess I can always use an ether. In my head, I forget I can use those. It's the final battle. Use an ether. I didn't see what she was throwing out. Pay attention. Hopefully this will be enough. Don't kill me, please. Oh, this is what you get for not looking at the chat. Or looking at the games, looking at chat and brain. Wake up. My stream's only disconnected like 10 freaking times since I've started. Lapras can be tough. It has high defense and a lot of HP, so that can happen. Not to mention I took a lot of damage that I didn't mean to. Oof. Please don't heal. Please don't heal. Oh, that lizard from, not switching really got me. Things shouldn't be this way. Looks like you've gotten stronger since we last met. Go on ahead. You only got a taste of Pokemon League's power. Okay, let's revive Zapdos. Whoop. Let's see, who was beyond here? I kind of want to say it was Bruno. Yeah. Question is he gonna have fighting or rock as his first? I guess we'll see. I'm Bruno of the Elite Four. Through rigorous training, people in Pokemon can become stronger without limit. I've lived and trained with my fighting-type Pokemon, and that will never change. Ren, was it? We'll grind you down with our superior power. He just sits. Super sit. Strong sit. Yeah, I wanted Articuno because it could counter any of the things he threw out. Hitmonlee. I do actually want to switch to Zapdos though, simply because Zapdos has way higher attack than Articuno for flying type moves. It'd be fine if Articuno eventually learned a special flying move, but right now it has physical, and Articuno's physical is its worst stat. Emergency use only. Probably has Ice Punch. I think the part about the Elite Four that made it so hard when I was a kid was that I absolutely refused to use any items. Oh no! Zapdos! Zapdos, no! And this is why we carry potions. Poliwrath. Oh, used to be head 2 Onyx. Didn't do as much as I thought it would. Oh yeah, I'm earning all my money back. You've defeated me, then my job is done. I may not like it, but go, face your next challenge. If you've defeated me, same thing. Next. Yeah, Agatha. I need to heal. I don't think Eevee, but I don't think I have anything that can't be hit by her. Let's see, she mostly uses ghost types, so I don't think I have any psychic moves. I don't. Hurricane looks like a Gengar, maybe. I can't tell if it's like a black cat face or like a Gengar smile. It's probably a Gengar smile, but the two sections of the teeth also kind of look like cat eyes, and then it has the ears. I am Agatha of the Elite Four. I hear Oak's taken a lot of interest in you, child. That old Duff was once tough and handsome, but that was decades ago. He is a shadow of his former self. Kind of makes me wonder what Oak was like then. I mean, they did show Oak as a child in the Pokemon movies, but he was never ruthless or anything. He was just kind of a sweet, innocent kid. Now he just wants to fill with his Pokedex. He's a fool. Pokemon are for battling. I'll show you how a real trainer battles. Poison type. Dig! I see, this is to paralyze me right out the gate. But if I'm paralyzed, I can't be poisoned. I can only have one. Also can't put me to sleep to use Dream Eater either, so. Pros and cons, I suppose. Wheezing. Know it can do flamethrower as a counter. Got hit with that enough. Oh, but it also has Thunderbolt as a counter, I see. Oh no! It didn't do what I wanted it to. I guess if I ever get too stuck, I'm allowed one Mega Evolution. But only one per battle. Gengar! Poor Blastoise. Dig! You must dig! Save yourself! Oh no. Well then, I guess that was decided for me. I don't know of anything that's like super good against it. Because I can use dark moves and ground moves, technically also psychic moves, but I don't really have a whole lot of any of those. So we're just gonna have to improv a little. Another Gengar. I mean, there's only so many ghost Pokemon. Yikes! Gonna have to switch after this one. Golbat. Okay, that I can handle. You're something special, child. You win. I see what the old Duff sees in you now. I have nothing else to say. Run along now, child. Oh my gosh. I must heal. But yeah, I would always lose so badly in this area simply because I would never heal. I would never take time to heal, so I for some reason in my head as a kid I had it that I always had to do it in one go, and I don't entirely know why. Who's next? Ah, yes. The question being, do I want to start with Blastoise or Articuno? He looks a lot less intimidating in this version, like he's mellowed out a bit. So you're Bren. I lead the Elite Four. You can call me Lance, the Dragon Trainer. You likely know that dragons are Pokemon's Pokemon in Legends. I can speak, totally. They're hard to catch and raise, but their powers are superior. They're virtually indestructible. There's no being clever with them. Well, are you ready to lose? Your Pokemon League challenge ends with me. Well, they are pseudo-legendaries due to their stats. However, they do have weaknesses, be it ice and other dragons. Also, that's not a dragon. It's not a dragon until Gen 2. Oh, doggone it. I forgot about the... Crap. He's still paralyzed. Okay, he either knew I was gonna switch or he was gonna use Hydro Pump on Blastoise. But yeah, dragons are hard to raise though, simply because they require a lot of EXP to level up. They basically level up like a legendary Pokemon. So raising one can be a little tedious. Yeah, since I forgot to heal, if Blastoise gets low on HP, I'm probably just gonna use a full restore instead of paralysis heal. That's on me. My bad. Would Ice Punch or Skull be better? Do I want stab damage or double? Though that is one thing I did have that not a lot of people had in the original games, was a maxed out Dragonite. Actually, I had two. Because I just spent a crap ton of time leveling up my Dragonites. Everybody always thought they were fake, but nope, they were legit Dragonites. I just had nothing better to do as a kid. And I did bring him across multiple generations, so I got him in like red version, and then I transferred him up to crystal version, so that's another reason they were so strong. Okay, I really should use Articuno. Just, I brought you for a reason. Dragonite is also dragon and flying, so ice really is the best way to go. You can use dragon moves for stab bonus, but since it's dragon and flying, if you use ice you get a double stab bonus. And that's why I brought ice moves. That's it. I hate to admit it, but you're a first-class Pokemon trainer. I still can't believe my dragon's lost to you. You're now the Pokemon League champion. Or you would have been, but you have one more challenge left. There's one more trainer to face. That trainer is... Very funny game. Ha ha. Oh, hello there, Bren. Congratulations on your victory over Lance. I cannot believe they pulled this joke. Are you kidding me? Oak was originally supposed, if you don't get it, Oak was originally supposed to be like a super trainer or a super boss hidden at the end of the game that you could technically go back and challenge, and he would have the third Pokemon that you didn't pick. They never ended up releasing that fight in the original games. I don't know why, maybe it was too much of a challenge, but it is in the source data. So if you want to, you can hack the game using a Game Shark or something and battle Oak in his laboratory as like one final challenge in the original Red, Blue, and Yellow. So yeah, very funny game, haha. Congratulations on your victory over Lance. What's with that look of surprise? Your timing is perfect, Professor. The one that you will face, Professor Oak? Well, not really. Very funny game. It's Trace. He beat the Elite Four before you. He is the Pokemon League champion. That's right. Then why are you here? In the past, trainers who defeated the Elite Four were only recorded as champions. This time, however, we will be officially establishing the champion as part of the Pokemon League. Professor Oak is here to officiate. God damn it, I can't speak. The crowning of a new champion. It seems only fitting that it should be either you or Trace. You're the two who took care of Team Rocket, after all. How did you know about that, and why didn't you do anything? You did in the second game! Which technically comes after this? Before this? I don't know. I'm in a weird alternate dimension timeline, and it's literally an alternate dimension timeline. Now then, head onward to the stage of your final battle. Like, it is actually canon in these games that the spin-offs, like, Pokemon Let's Go and the remakes, like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, are alternate dimensions. There, he's healed now. Did he heal himself? I don't know. What does he start with? I think he starts with a Pidgeot. If that's the case. Hello, big guy! Now then, head onward to the stage for your final battle. I look forward to seeing just how high you climb, the two of you and your Pokemon. See, he's a decent trainer. He did make it this far. You did it. Oh man, that's great. I've been waiting. I beat the Elite Four and became the champion. You probably heard from the professor, right? From now on, the champion will be part of the Pokemon League and battle all kinds of trainers. I'm really glad my first opponent turned out to be you. You're the one trainer I want to test my best against, after all. Shouldn't they then be called the Elite Five? Let's battle. The champion seat is on the line. Yeah, there's a reason I upgraded from Pidgeot, my dude. Oh! I forgot that's a thing. It Mega Evolved. Huh. I don't know if that'll be enough to save you, though. Sorry. You look really cool. I've never seen a Mega Pidgeot before. I didn't even know it could do that. You looked cool. For the 20 seconds you were on screen, you're cool. Approve. God, it's like Omega Ruby all over again. Everybody, that's a boss, like, Mega Evolves their Pokemon in Omega Ruby, and I never did. I don't know why. I just never did until the final battle with the champion, and that's only because he kind of wipes the floor with you, even when you're over-leveled. Vileplume. I really want to play that game on stream. I actually really enjoyed Omega Ruby. Like, a lot of people complain about the 3DS Pokemon games, but I really enjoyed Omega Ruby. And I also liked Pokemon Moon. I haven't played Ultra Moon, but I did like OG Pokemon Moon. So I'd really like to play those on stream sometime if they ever are capable of being played that way. Either through alternate means, or Nintendo ever ports their library. Like DS games and stuff. They did port a few DS games on the Wii U. That was really cool. I wish they'd do that with the Switch. I don't know why. The Switch is such a weird online library to me. Kind of a weird rant to have in the final battle, but the Switch's online library just doesn't make sense to me. Like, why did you get rid of the store? I should have switched. I wasn't paying attention. I should have switched. I don't deal with electric Pokemon. Uh-oh. Like, they had this amazing online virtual library, and they just didn't bring over any of it. They got rid of the virtual console on the Wii, and then they pretty much got rid of all the, didn't see it again. Didn't see it again! The archived, eShop. Slowbro. Yeah, because it used to have DS games, Game Boy Advance games, a whole bunch of retro console games. I don't know why they don't port it over or have those accounts link. I understand they wanted to upgrade the service, but even then, still. Alright, Marowak, last one! Okay, I admit it. You're the strongest trainer in the world. Aw, man. My reign is over already. That was pretty short. You're the champion now. And as for me, I've got a new goal to look forward to. To work towards, not look forward towards. Bryn. Sorry, my brain is kind of like in outer space tonight. You've done it at last! You've defeated the Pokemon League! My sincerest congratulations. It's the only, like, the third time I've done this. You know, third game. Same thing. You've grown a great deal since you first caught Eevee and set out with that Pokemon. Yes, you've really come into your own as a fine young woman. And Trace, you showed great resolve, never losing heart as you saw your journey through to the end. I did, though, see in the way you did do battle. That kind heart of yours might still be causing you to hold yourself back when it comes to your Pokemon and to facing Bryn. It's hardly much of a weakness, but it may have cost you the battle this time. How dare you care about your Pokemon too much? What message is that? How dare you care too much about your Pokemon? It causes you to lose in battle because you don't overexert them. How dare you? Regardless, the two of you showed us an extraordinary battle. Thanks, Professor. You know, there's a reason why if I was in the Pokemon canon, I wouldn't be a battle trainer. You understand that your victory was not just your own doing, don't you? It was the marvelous bond you share with your Pokemon that brought you here. Now, come with me. Kind of like Detective Pikachu. Most people don't battle Pokemon. They have like 1 or 2 partners, and they're not for battling. So I'd just be normal in that universe, I guess. Congratulations. This is where we record forever the Pokemon who have performed so admirably for their trainers here at the Pokemon League. This is the Hall of Fame. Being honored here is one of the greatest joys a Pokemon trainer may achieve. Friend, you've battled hard to become a Pokemon League champion. Let us record this great achievement of you and your Pokemon for all to remember. Congratulations, champion! Cinnamon! Zapdos. Blastoise. Venusaur. Charizard. And Articuno. Technically, I wouldn't even have had to use Venusaur if I didn't mess up on Lorelei. And that's it for the main story, at least. There will be more. There is one more challenge yet to do. Actually, there's a couple. There is one more legendary Pokemon that I need to go and get yet. I still need to complete the Pokédex, which I probably will do, since I can get most of the version-exclusive Pokemon off of my Pokemon Go account. I've completed the Kanto Dex already on my Pokemon Go account, so it's not too difficult to transfer something over. Though I will want to get another Sandshrew, just so I can take photographs for fun. But other than that, yeah, there's also gym rematches, so you can go back through the game and do rematches of the Pokemon gyms if you want. I'll consider it. I don't know how strong those gym challenges are going to be, so I might want to do those at another time. I don't know. I might do them now. I might do them at another time. We'll see. It depends how strong they are. If it's like a level 80 gym challenge or something, I'll level up first, but there is one more legendary Pokemon, as well as its dungeon. It's also a fantastic place to grind for both experience and money. So that will be the next thing. I suppose I can sort of review the game now like I usually do. In that, yeah, it was a fun iteration. I did have some frustrations with it, namely the throwing mechanics don't work that great on Joy-Cons. I can really see them working fantastic with something like a Wiimote, which knows your precise position and where you're pointing. But to me, everybody praises Joy-Cons, but I actually think they're a step back. I think the Wii Motion Plus is actually a better controller than the Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons. This is a controversial opinion, but I'd rather have something sit on top of your TV screen that perfectly pinpoints your position than a device that guesses it with a gyroscope. So a lot of the times, this Joy-Con doesn't actually know where I'm pointing, because if you're not like directly facing the screen, it determines your position based on how you were last holding it. So if I was looking away from the screen when I entered the prompt, it would think I'm facing an entirely different direction than what I actually am. In order to throw it too, my biggest problem at the very beginning was that I was holding it wrong to throw it. You have to keep the Joy-Con, like, the buttons facing your face at all times. My problem is that I was flipping it, like you would a Wii Motion Plus, and having the buttons either facing the right or the left when I chucked the controller right or left. And as a result, it thought I was throwing forward because this thing has no way of knowing if you are turning it because of the gyroscope. It's functioning off of a gyroscope. So in my head, I never really figured that out. So in order for it to determine that you are throwing it left or right, you still need to have the face buttons facing you in just like tilt it really fast. And that was my biggest problem with throwing left or right, when I was like trying to throw it, but it just wouldn't heckin' go. You enjoy those flowers, bud. Oh. The end. Even though it's not. But yeah, I would attempt to use the Joy-Con improperly, and I wasn't realizing that because mechanically that's not how it works in my head. As a present. Are these the flowers you picked? Small bouquet. A small bouquet that was made with the heart and soul for a single trainer. Thanks, bud. So that's one thing that was really off for me. Another thing that really could have stood to be fixed. So yeah, like the sensitivity right here. It doesn't really know where I'm pointing. So if I hadn't been pointing it at the screen, which I still am not, it wouldn't know where I'm pointing. Right now, it looks like I'm dead center of the screen. I'm booping Eevee's nose. I'm actually pointing all the way at my other monitor, because that's where it was when the sensor was picked up. It's even less accurate because you have to shake the Joy-Con to get this prompt to come up in the first place, so you're not always directly pointing at the screen. I prefer the IR sensor. I just kind of straight up do. To me, an IR sensor is just so much more accurate than a gyroscope. So it's clunkier mechanically, but it's just so much more accurate. But yeah, that's more of a gripe with the Nintendo Switch as a system than this game, because they can't program it any other way. They have to program it to the Joy-Cons, which is going to make it one heck of a pain to emulate in the future. You're going to really need to hang on to these Joy-Cons, and even then, these things, they age like milk. I have played only 3 games now, and I already have Joy-Con drift in my right controller, so yeah, we'll see how that goes in the future. Like Wii games, you often have to, you can use mouse and keyboard to emulate them relatively well, and use the mouse movements as like a Wii Motion Plus movement, but yeah, it still works best to have an original Wiimote, Bluetoothed into your PC for movement, and yeah, Wiimotes become incredibly valuable for that reason. And I just feel like once the Nintendo Switch gets to that point, if these things will only live for like a year, maybe this Joy-Con is only a couple months old and it's dying. I worry about that. Also, these things are just so tiny. I'm sorry, but these controllers are just so tiny. So, I don't know. I'd really like to see an alternative controller setup from Nintendo in the future, just to remedy a lot of these problems. I did have a few other issues with this game, namely the throwing ring in this is they really need to patch that ring. There is a delay to it, both in your throws and in the ring reading your throws itself. So, a lot of times you will get it right in the ring and it doesn't count. Other times, you clearly got it in like a nice throw ring and it still counts it as a regular throw ring. There is no curveball in this, probably because they had like just no freaking clue how they could program that in, but curveballs were a huge factor in Pokemon Go for increasing not only your experience gained, but also your increased catch rate. And towards the end of the game, I kind of found myself continuously bringing in the second trainer in order to make up for the really, really low catch rate. That's true of even low-level Pokemon. When I was grinding for candies, I wound up bringing in the second trainer just to do low-level farming. So there are a few nitpicks with this game. I wasn't a huge fan of always feeling like I would never be able to level up because I felt I was constrained to money, only to find out later that you get like a bonzo amount of money and it really doesn't matter. But early on in the game, it kind of felt overly constricting. If I hadn't been someone who was familiar with Pokemon, I may have gotten myself stuck early on in the game because I could have easily used up all my Pokeballs leveling up something that wouldn't have been suitable, and then encountered a gym leader like Misty, had no, you know, high-level grass-type Pokemon or electric-type Pokemon, and really struggled at that point in the game, because it's not like you can just go back and grind. You need to actually catch Pokemon, and if you run out of money, what do? I guess there's always Eevee, but even then, that, I don't know, it doesn't feel super great. So, on to the positives. I do have some negatives, but overall, I still think of this game positively. I usually get the negatives out of the way first, but I do think of this game in a positive light. I actually do like this remake. A lot of people didn't, but I personally didn't mind it. I liked the twist on the gameplay. Like I said, it wasn't my favorite, but at the same time, I do like that they did something different with this, because I've already played a remake of Pokemon Red and Blue. I've played the original Red and Blue. I've played Yellow, which is the basically director's cut edition of Pokemon Red and Blue. I've played Fire Red and Leaf Green. So I've played the upscaled version of that, and now I'm playing this one. So to play the game, what is technically for the third, maybe even more time, fourth time, third, fourth time, depending on how you count Yellow, it's actually kind of nice to do something different. I don't mind that this had a more spin-off mechanic to it, because if I want to play classic Pokemon games, they are readily accessible. I can download them on the 3DS. There are already remakes of those games, so to me, I don't mind that this remake did something different. I also like the aesthetics of this game. I really do. It's very, simple. Like, it's not, you know, jaw-dropping, gorgeous graphics like Breath of the Wild or what is soon to be Xenoblade Chronicles, but it still has a charm to it. I can't talk. The towns, they still look like the towns I would expect this game to be rendered into high definition. Lavender's Town still looks like Lavender Town. It gives off the impression of Lavender Town, the Viridian Forest, all these places. They imbue the sense of what I would have imagined them to be as a child, so that's really good. And graphically, a lot of people are going to hate on me for this, but I think these games are graphically and aesthetically superior to Pokemon Sword and Shield. By a long shot. There's just so much more polish here. Even if there's technically less character customization, there is so much more polish and detail in the world in comparison to something like Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield felt very rushed. This is a short game, but it feels like a complete game. They left everything intact. They didn't bring over the Sevi Islands from Fire Red and Leaf Green, but overall it is still a full game. And Pokemon Red and Blue were always short games, so this being a short game doesn't really bother me. It was a remake of a short game, so I expected it to be a short game. And there's still extra challenges, extra stuff to do. I can kind of see some people's gripes with maybe not wanting to spend, you know, the $60 price. I think maybe this is more of a $40 game, considering it is a remake of a shorter RPG, but if that's the case, you can always wait for it to go down in price. What else? Pokeball accessory, I never got to try it out because it's still $50 and I'm not spending $50 for a Joy-Con. For one Joy-Con. Not even like a set of Joy-Cons. One Joy-Con for one game, no. Mew is not that important. And I have gone to become more casual because I'm not huge on the online fee thing. I'm really not. I know it's not that expensive, but I do have issues with how archiving is going to be handled in the future. I don't like the idea of, like, accidentally skipping an annual bill payment and whoops, there goes all your progress. Or, I don't know, just stuff being forever stuck, I guess. I don't even really know how to describe it. I feel like that feature is going to go away in the future. Pokemon Bank is going to go away in the future. Pokemon Home is going to go away in the future. And then there's just going to be no way to interact whatsoever. Which people bemoan the link cable, but guess what? 20 years later, still works. I can still hook up 2 Game Boys together and trade. So, is it clunky? Yes. Is it functional? Yes. Same with the LAN feature on the DSs. I can still link 2 DSs together. Nintendo Wi-Fi's dead because they shut the servers down for that, but I can still trade locally on DS games. I can still port them up through the DS Lite port at the very bottom to my own games, to PalPark. They still function. And this game clearly demonstrated you don't need Wi-Fi in order to connect the game to your phone. It used Bluetooth for me to obtain Meltan. So, which I still have not opened that box. I've been too busy, I haven't gotten Meltan. It's been almost a week and I still haven't gotten him. But it really did show that, yeah, Bluetooth connectivity to even a smartphone could have been a thing. Or even to a 3DS system. A 3DS system can use LAN. I think it can use Bluetooth. Don't quote me on that, but I know for a fact it can use LAN. It can use the same LAN that the DS does. So, I'm pretty sure the Switch could handle that in some capacity. So it just kind of disappoints me that they didn't take the high road for preservation, and they chose instead to take a mode that's going to date itself eventually, become functionally useless, and you had to pay for it on top of that? On top of DLC? That should have been in the main game. It really should have. I don't know. I have a lot of mixed feelings about the latest Pokemon games, which is why I'm not doing the DLC for Sword and Shield. I'm just not. I'm very bitter. But for this game in particular, I actually had fun with it. Is it my favorite Pokemon game? No. Not by a long shot, but I'd still probably give it like a 7. I'd give it a solid 7. So, anything else I want to say before we go and do legendary Pokemon? I really could have used a friendship meter. That's a little bit better for my Pokemon, so like Eevee and the others, because I can never tell how far along my friendship is with my Pokemon. Like, I can pet Eevee and stuff, but I really have no clue how far along that is. And it still grants benefits similar to X and Y and Sun and Moon. I was supposed to say Omega Ruby, but I guess it's in Sun and Moon too. Where the more, not necessarily friendship points, but interactive points you have with your Pokemon, the more benefits you get in battle. So sometimes it'll avoid getting hit, it'll heal status ailments, it'll remain with 1 HP, that kind of thing. It'd be nice to see a progress bar for that to know how far along I am. But yeah, comparing this to other Pokemon games, like, I definitely like this better than Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield probably got like a 5.5 towards the end of it. Which, I mean, is playable, but at the very end is kind of meh. I enjoyed it, but like, it sours the more I keep looking back on it. It's like Tales of Legendia. When I started it, I was so hyped, and at the end I was just like, oh my god. And the more I think about it, the more I dislike it. So, it's one of those things that aged backwards. A lot of times you look on things more fondly, and that's one of those games where it's like, every time I think about it, it just keeps like taking a step back. This one, I like better than that, but it's also not my favorite Pokemon game. Like, I probably still like the original Red and Blue more than I like this one, but that doesn't mean this game is bad. And a lot of people really need to understand that when I give ratings, that if something gets like a 6 or a 7, that doesn't mean I dislike it. I'd still recommend it to people. I still enjoyed myself somewhat. But I also recommend that, I also acknowledge that it is really flawed. Like, really flawed. So, yeah, it was fun, but there are a lot of little tiny things that they could have done to improve it at the same time. So I have mixed feelings. about this one. It's still good. I still recommend people try. I feel like this is like my attitude towards anything Nintendo in general lately. Like even the Switch as a console is like a 6 or 7 as a console. And that's how I felt about literally every Nintendo game I've played on my Switch. The Switch itself and every Nintendo game I've played on it is somewhere between like a 6 and a 7. That's kind of weird. I don't know what's going on with that. It's like everybody's favorite console right now, and for whatever reason, I just haven't been feeling it as much. Maybe I'm just not a Nintendo person? I don't know. It's just been really hard for me to get into a lot of the Nintendo games I've been trying. Even if I've been like really hyped for it, like Splatoon 2. I thought like I was gonna love Splatoon 2, and then I played it and I'm like, eh. I was pretty mid on Splatoon 2. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know. We'll see, I guess. Maybe there'll be something that'll really kick it off with me, but I don't know. The Switch is becoming like my my mid console. Which is funny because it's the console I've currently played more than any other current gen console. If only because getting my setup set up is annoying. But yeah, that's my feelings on Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. Good, but not fantastic. So with that out of the way, we should probably finish up that final Pokemon. Trace is here. Anybody home? I'm coming up. Morning, Kanto Champion. But don't get too comfortable with that title. I plan on stealing it from you soon. First though, did you hear the rumors? There's talk going around that some crazy-looking Pokemon being spotted. What kind of Pokemon? I want to catch it! I hear it looks super strong and super cool. The Pokemon was seen near Cerulean City, and apparently it ran away into a cave somewhere there. That's all I know. So, I say we both go try to catch this Pokemon. Whoever catches it first is the winner. He says as he gets a head start. Looks like you're having fun on your journey with your Pokemon. Are you proud of me, Mom?